Broadcasting from the Tom Peacock Nissan studio. It's your girl Grizzy. I've got Hector with me today.
Hey, I'm
What's
back.
going on?
Hey,
Yes, welcome.
Big props to K-Dog for covering for me
Yeah,
me
he
last
did great.
week. He did really good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. It is episode number 27.
Woo.
We got a great show ahead of you, and it's from the Tom Peacock Nissan studio. Grizzy, look forward to the show.
Yeah, me too. Go get your snacks. Go get your coffee, your chips, whatever you're going to eat this morning. Stay tuned. More on the way. Calling all heavy equipment operators. OSHA is watching. What do you see here, Hector?
Oh, we got a big heavy equipment. The guy thinks his tractor is sexy, and he's out there on 1960 making some moves there. He didn't cause too much damage, did he?
Well, this guy, I don't know. So this happened somewhere off of 1960. Shout out to our 1960 peeps. We always see some weird things on that. This is what I label 1960 activities. Yeah. So they're in the parking lot. There's a restaurant, and this guy grabs an unattended Skytrax or something, some sort of heavy equipment machinery. Well, I guess the keys were left in. I don't even know how he started it up, but he did. And this guy was attempting some GTA 5 moves. He started going rogue in the parking lot, hit a few cars, and it was caught on video.
And, thank God that he didn't get hit by, didn't hit anybody else or didn't go into a store or anything like that. But, I guess he just found an empty tractor or empty equipment there just sitting around.
Yeah.
And jumped on and just went for a stroll.
And it's really crazy because he was trying to go towards 1960. So what would have happened if he would have been successful in getting onto a busy road? I mean, this is insane. I mean, the guy luckily was stopped. And I don't know what stopped him, but he got out, dusted himself off, and just walked away from the scene. Hey,
the crazy things that we see in this city, the news cycle never stops, and it's always one thing or another. But this is, like I said, we talked about a few weeks ago, is that, nothing ceases to surprise us anymore. The crazy stuff that we see here in H-Town. We love our city, though. We love it. But man, there's some crazy stuff like this. A guy just going down FM. We're trying to go down to FM 1960 on some heavy equipment. Tarvia on Facebook, she says the King of the Hill theme took me out. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that. Ronnie Galvan says, I like the way he fixes his hair after the fall. Dude, like he just like nothing. Can we get that replay? Because that was hilarious. But yeah, like there he goes. Dust yourself off and keep it moving. Whoop, bloop. There he goes.
And the slip and slide.
Yeah, the slip and slide. Dust yourself off, jump up around.
He walked right
Make
off.
sure you can still feel your legs and go ahead and run, sir. No, he actually strides away. Man, be on the lookout, folks. We never know what we'll see here in the busy streets of Houston. And I said the streets. It ain't streets, it's streets. Yeah, we just never know. Next time we'll see a homie on an elevated platform, a genie scissor lift. Never know. Never know. Shout out to all our heavy equipment operators, because we had a few experts out there. They're like, man, what in the... That's everything OSHA violation.
Grizzy, you also had somebody reach out to you asking you for a favor, right?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So I wake up Saturday morning ready to go, and I look at the messenger, this time on Instagram, and I had somebody by the name of Gunplay, like Pew Pew Play, reach out and say, hey, say folks, take my little brother down from your page with all due respect. Say folks, take my little brother down from your page with the Skytrax with all due respect. And then I answered, with all due respect, not happening. No, sir. No, sir. The post stays up. Then I pulled a slick one and I'm like, hey, what's his name? But no answer.
But with all due respect, though.
Yeah, always with the due respect, man. But yeah, post isn't coming down. There's a lot of damages. Come on, your loved one did some craziness. And man, I hope he's okay, but I hope he sees this and never does this again.
Yeah. With all due respect, we got more Hood News Unfiltered on the way.
Hear ye, hear ye. Hood Court is now in session. All right, Hood News peeps, we got some nail bandits. 2 women accused of walking out on tabs for their nails. This took place over at the 12900 block of Westheimer at a spot called Diva Nails. They are a local business here in Houston, Texas. Here's the following message from them.
Hello, we have a nail shop and 2 ladies came in to get serviced and then ran without paying. We need help to identify them so we can get our money back or just have other business around the area be on the lookout. I'll provide the videos of what the ladies look like. We appreciate any help.
I did 2 big toes. Oh, okay. And then these and then her short nail. Okay. Okay. One moment. Let me get her card.
Uh-oh, she's about to pull a slick move. The friend already got out ahead of her. Then this lady joins her and they get into the loser cruiser and they're gone. Oh no, ma'am. Can we get a come on down?
Bandit season continues, Grizzy, and we got, of course, some more bandits in the nail salons.
Yes, these are our beauty category bandits. There's always like different, we got clothes bandits, we got the drug plugs, we got all kinds of stuff. But in this situation, we got the beauty. And in this case, we had 2 ladies go into a Westheimer nail salon, got the whole service, I think about $300 or $400 worth of nails done. And they leave without paying. She pulled a slick one. She said, hey, the first the friend leaves. Then the other lady stays and says, I got this done. I got that. And they start tallying up how much it's going to be. She's like, wait a minute. I got to go to the car. Out of there. There they go. We've identified one woman, but we're still waiting for the other one. And the thing is, Hector, the challenge with these come on down requests is that people do not look the way they look on their profiles in real life.
They get catfish.
Yes, this is, I know it's her because of the nose piercings. We've identified the lady that ran out second. We've identified her, but man, there's no pictures that really just match what we see here. So it's going to be a challenge. We're hoping somebody gets like maybe a loved one, because sometimes loved ones, they tip us off too. Make sure you pay your debts with family members because, man, they're ready.
Yeah, and this is a trend that we absolutely just don't like. The bandits also, just kind of shopping and just going and not even buying. We have Kitty on Facebook. She says, I'm a nail tech and this disgusts me. Doing nails is a lot of work. It is a lot. From what I see.
Imagine doing a pedicure, removing somebody's calluses and corns and all this stuff, man. You're doing all these things, and then they don't pay you. Yeah, man. They're sawing down them calluses. Man, that's a lot of work, man. I respect our people, man, out there that work and do these jobs. They make you feel good. You come out like, man, your dogs look tired and wore out. And then you prop them up and they look beautiful and immaculate, like nothing was ever wrong with your feet to begin with. And not to pay is really crummy. Sometimes the women will pay with their phone apps, their cash apps, whatever, and then request the money back.
Right.
So we see this in the beauty industry with hair. We see it with haircuts. Even some men, we've had some guys sit in barber chairs, get the whole towel experience, the facials, the beard, all the treatments, and then they walk out, man. That's pretty crummy.
Sad.
Yeah.
And of course, they got to deal with not only that, but also the attitudes too as well. Because, dealing with people is not the easiest things. And of course, people could be very picky about their nails, about the corns and whatever they got in their feet.
Yeah. The patas, like,
I'm just grateful when they come out when I've gone with Eva and they have the giant cheese grater on my feet. I was like, man, I'm not gonna be picky, whatever.
I know.
Props to these people.
Yes, man. Shout out to them. I make sure to tip, especially if I haven't had a pedicure. Like, if you let it like 1 month or 2 pass by, you're in need of it. So yeah, I make sure to pay well, because that's extra work they had to do. They had to get all them calluses shaved down, man. Whew. Yeah, but thank you to everybody in that industry, man. You it's kind of like hospitality and beauty together, and you make people feel good, and you guys don't deserve that. So if you ever come across a situation and you are a nail shop owner, or you work in this industry and they mess you over, send me the video, because we'd like to help you.
Yeah, and running a small business is not easy, Grizzy. As we both know, it's hard, and then you got to deal with robberies and burglaries and people walking out like this. But
definitely.
Hopefully these people are caught or do what's right.
Yeah, exactly. Crosby, Texas. Please be on the lookout. We've got the Moonwalk Bandits. Yes. Look, this is what they are accused of stealing, as you guys see here. I mean, they're not accused. We see them. Yes, they load it up into the trunk. They're able to troubleshoot and squeeze it on in. Yep, teamwork makes the dream work. Unfortunately, it's the wrong kind of work. Be on the lookout, folks. This is the Newport neighborhood in Crosby, Texas. They stole a moonwalk. Please do not leave your valuables sitting out there on driveways. Look. They're taking even the cooler is up for grabs. Look. Oh my goodness. Somebody had a whole party on your behalf. Oh my goodness. These guys threw it all in there. The cooler too. My goodness. Can we get a come on down? Be on the lookout, folks. And they're taking their sweet time. They know that somebody was not home. Can we get a reading on that plate? Let me see. All right, there goes the license plate. Paper tags. Yep. Be on the lookout, folks. Someone's going to recognize them. And we get extra bonus points if we can find pictures of the party that they had with it. Oh, my goodness. Somebody's going to recognize them. Spill the beans. Let's go. Hey, get back here. Hey! Houston heat index. Okay, we're going to try to bring something new to the table for the Hood News piece because this weather is so hot. Send us your photos of weird things happening, like the response from Houstonians with this heat. We would like to see those kind of pictures and videos. Well, Friday, we received this picture, and we received two. And our Hood News peep had a bird's eye view in front of City Hall. They have like a huge pool, and the building is shaped weird, and so is the pool. I don't know. We got more questions than answers about that. Is that because we're getting screwed over? I don't know. But we've got an individual in the pool, and this is their way of staying cool. So, yeah, shout out to that person. Unfortunately, HPD came, got them out the way.
Oh, okay.
Later, the heat index advised that Chi-Chi's were going to be hot. So we got Gulf Freeway.
A lot of humidity.
Yeah, lots of humidity. Oh my goodness. Yes. Ladies, y'all can relate, man. Come on, man. It's time to get it off, man. And this is it right here.
You know it's hot when you see that in H-Town.
Yeah, like it's too hot, man. I don't want to. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I mean, I can relate to this. Like, man, sometimes my bras are laying around like that too on the couch. But somebody took it off in the street. Oh my goodness, y'all. I don't know, man. It's that hot, okay? It's that hot, man. It's just prayers for all the
when the bras out, it's hot out.
My ladies, both itty bitty Chi-Chi committee or the Tigo biddies, whatever's going on, man. It's hot. It's hot. Y'all know it is. No lies told here.
Yeah. You're gonna hear that on any other news outlet in town, by the way. We tell it like it is.
Yeah. Send us your pics and videos, like let's compare this heat advisory to like real life stories, like just really crazy stuff.
A few weeks ago we saw the dudes in draws outside when the SWAT standoffs. So this week we're seeing brawls out.
Yes, draws and brows.
It is hot. And also then we also have issues with the apartments too as well.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of thermostat readings this morning. Somebody sent me one with the 85. That's very hot. Right off at like 7 a.m. That's right. That poor lady's already starting the day hot. We just made a post about some apartments off of Whitty Road, and hopefully with our call out, maybe the apartments will get to it and fix these.
Yeah, and you see that pretty common in the summertime, right?
Oh,
people reaching out to you for these
slumlords.
People are
suffering. Like there was somebody that struck a pole recently at some apartments over off of Westheimer, I believe that's where they are. And till this day, some residents were able to move to another unit, but we've got a whole group of residents that they're waiting for the apartments to make repairs so that then Centerpoint can go and do their part of the repairs because somebody was driving reckless, crashed into a pole, and now they are now without power. It's like going on weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's hot. Yes, and then we have people that work from home, so I mean that's another
it's a major
wrench.
disruption.
Yeah, wrench in the work. It's just crazy.
Yeah, prayers out for those families who are stuck
Yeah.
in those complexes with these type of situations. You know, sometimes it could be not the apartments complexes problem, but
Yeah.
then you have issues with the apartment complexes who don't really care.
Right. And that's the thing, like at least communicate, let your people know, offer them vouchers. There's so many things that these apartments could be doing to mediate and remedy the situation, because we know it's not going to be permanent. But you tell that to a mother with her little kids, you got a sickly child with asthma or an elderly person, it's not right, man. And we're gonna call them out. We're gonna send me all your stuff. Send me those thermostat readings. I want to see that. And all we got to do is show the thermostat readings, let them know what apartments, and they start acting on it. Because the last thing that these apartments like is media. They don't want to get, because once it goes to Grizzy's, KPRC just recently covered one of our stories, and we're very grateful. Shout out to Gage Golding. He went out to one of the apartments, and that added more pressure. So I know for a fact they don't like when they get called out.
Yeah, and then sometimes it could be too much too as well going into your inbox. But you suggest people call 311 first?
311, then the Houston Apartment Association. Send me proof that you did those things. Send me that thermostat reading, because right now I'm bypassing a lot of that because the heat index is too much. We don't want anybody getting hurt. I do investigate these things, so just let me know what's going on. Be honest with me. If it just started today, I won't be able to help you. But if this is an issue that you've had for several weeks, we will expedite that and help you out. All right, folks. Everybody has had to do some sort of background check at some point in their lives. If you're seeking employment, you've probably had to even take it a step further by doing a drug test, some sort of analysis, urine analysis, whatever, blood work, to make sure that you're good and ready to work, because a lot of employers ask for these things. These are requirements for, any sort of employment. Well, we just had a news conference the other day. Quanell X, along with Candace Matthews, they had some victims out there, some people stating that they were victims to false positive readings that caused so many issues in their life. One gentleman lost his business. Another gentleman wasn't able to get employment and lost the job. We spoke to different people. We heard their stories, and it was just really sad, that this kind of stuff can happen in an agency that's trusted.
Right.
And when it comes to readings like this, it can have a negative impact just on a person as a whole.
Right. It can impact them as with friendships, their relationships, their career path, their source of revenue that is coming in can all be impacted. And like you said, this gentleman or somebody had lost their business or had impacted their business too as well, because some clientele that they're dealing with probably is requiring some type of testing to operate heavy machinery or something, right? And if they're getting back a false positive, then you lose that business.
Yes, and if and this ultimately is a trusted company that was handling these. I guess like they don't do it themselves, but they contract other companies, and somehow in all of that shuffle, these people were given these false positives. Imagine you don't do drugs. And you go and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to apply for this job. I can't wait to get it. Oh my gosh, this pays better. This is what I want. Or, oh, I'm between jobs. I haven't had a job in a minute. I'm going to go here. It makes you unemployable. Like, it's just horrible. Like, you can't, I don't even have the words to describe. This is a nightmare for lots of people here in Houston.
Yeah, I can imagine if I was out looking for a job and then I got a positive, came back home and told my wife and my kids I can't get the job because my drug test came back positive.
Right.
How are you going to explain that?
Yeah.
And also props to Quanell X and Candace Matthews too as well, who are being a voice of the people who are out there. I really appreciate and respect for what they do out there and standing up for these people and being a voice to these corporate entities who need these people they need to be held accountable.
Yep. And I just recently posted a link. We're not going to say the name of the company or anything here, but I posted a link for everybody. If you find yourself maybe thinking that you might be a victim of a false positive, you might want to check out the support page. Even if it's not the same company, you can get ideas because these people are rallying up. They're trying to seek counsel. And another thing that got brought up by Candace, I spoke to her. She sent me some paperwork. Some of the customers that were needing these drug tests done were parents trying to get custody back of their children, CPS cases.
Oh my gosh.
So you see how significant, what a big impact a false positive reading
if you follow that rabbit trail to see how big it's like a ricochet
So this is
effect.
a problem, friends. I mean, I know a lot of people might not be interested in this kind of story, but it's such a huge huge thing. Like, think of all the different things that a drug test would be good for. Not just employment, but also fighting back for your kids, trying to get your kids home with you when they're taken away, or if you want to adopt a child, or any situation where they need to drug test you and it's like a family situation involved. This could have a negative. I mean, how many people got cheated of their children?
Yeah. And also it tests out, you know, for me, I think also if this company that's providing these false positives, how many people were actually positive but came out negative too as well? The legibility of these tests who are out there. So a lot of things up in the air and for question.
What about people fighting cases? I mean, I know they have forensics. That's totally different. But what if you're on like probation or something, or fighting a case? I mean, dang, maybe people went to jail behind this kind of stuff. So this is like a severe issue. Yeah, it's going to run. We're going to hear more about this. It's not over. So make sure you're checking the Hood News. And if you know somebody who's had a positive comeback, you might want to tell them to check that out, man, because there's a company out there right now with a huge history of false positives, and we're talking about a lot of people, and they are calling them out. So make sure you follow Hood News for any more updates, because there will be some more. Hey, what's up, Hood News peeps? It's your girl, Grizzy. I'm here with Stephanie Warren today, and she's with Caring Adoptions. They've been established since 1991, so they've been part of the community for quite some time. Stephanie, can you start by sharing your mission and how you guys have impacted the community over these years?
We believe in finding families for children, and so we just really want to make a positive impact on the community for children, families, and birth moms.
In recent news, and even on the Hood News, we've been posting reports about babies being abandoned in Houston. What advice do you offer mothers who find themselves in this kind of crisis where they don't want to keep a baby?
Sure.
Like, you know, they haven't told anybody, they're hiding it.
A birth mom can come to our agency at any time. They can be early on all the way until, you know, they could already have the baby, you know. They can call me at any time. I will make sure that they have whatever they need support-wise. We will help with counseling if that's what they request. We help financially for pregnancy-related expenses, such as rent, food, utilities. I mean, our economy is hot right now. You know, it's really hard to parent and have children, and I understand, and there's no judgment, you know, like, it's a very selfless thing to do, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us today, and to the staff at Caring Adoptions for all that they do. How can we find you guys?
My phone number is the easiest. I'm available day and night by text, 832-526-4333. We have a website, caringadoptions.org, so we're definitely easy to find.
If this conversation has inspired you, or you're considering adoption, I urge you guys to reach out to Caring Adoptions. You can make a profound impact on a child's life. We need that more than ever today, because our children are out there. I mean, nobody's really caring about our kids. You need to put your child in a situation, or if you want to save a child from a situation, this is definitely where you need to go. caringadoptions.org. Visit their website, www.caringadoptions.org, to learn more and get started. Your tips at home work. Let me repeat it one more time. All the Hood News peeps, your tips do help on a daily, not just the little petty cases, the bandits and the porch package, you know, pirates or whatever, but the Hood News peeps, I will say, they have also solved murders.
Right.
A few weeks ago, Hector, we went out to Franklin, out in downtown Franklin Street, and we had went to a scene where a homeless person was found deceased with a gunshot while they were sleeping. And homicide detectives had went out there. They were searching the canvassing in the area to look for video footage and possible witnesses. When they approached another person who was sleeping, another homeless person, they were going to walk up to them to ask them if they saw anything. And that's when they realized that this homeless was also shot and no longer alive. So they made that discovery. So there was two people who'd been shot while they were sleeping. So they investigated, and they came up with these images of a person of interest, which then, like, I'm not even lying, I think later in the same day, a Hood News peep reached out and gave us the 411. We had a picture with the information. Like, this person's name was Bruce Butler. And there's the picture. That's the tip that came in from the Peep. They did reach out to HPD. And then the next thing we know, they had a booking photo of this individual who was arrested and charged with the capital murder of the 2 sleeping homeless people. This is R.J. Lewis and Richard Nugent, 38 and 66 years old. Sleeping souls, innocent people. What the motive is, we have no idea.
Another bad guy got off the streets.
Yes.
Thanks to Hood News Peeps. Props to them for everything you guys have done and the tips to get this bad guy off the streets. He could have done more damage and caused more lives too as well.
Exactly.
Thanks to also the Harris County and also the HPD for getting this guy off the streets.
Yeah.
But again, you know, Hood News Peeps, thank you guys for sending the tips, because without you, the streets will be a lot more dangerous than what they are right now. And this is part of what we do and why we do here at Hood News. You know, we're about keeping community, about keeping people safe and bringing awareness to these types of situations. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I've been witnessing the magic of the Peeps for 5 years now almost. And this is another one for the books. I mean, thank you guys. I've spoken to the lady. It was a man and woman who were deceased. The lady, she comes out of Louisiana, and what her family wanted people to know is that she wasn't a drug addict. She wasn't like homeless. Like, just, she had a family that loved her, and she found herself with mental health issues. And I guess sometimes when we struggle internally or mentally, you know, we tend to just stray away, and you know, like any kind of help, we shake it off sometimes. I've been there. I understand. And unfortunately, there is a lot of people in the same predicament that they're fighting themselves. And they find more peace sometimes just being out there in the streets, you know. And her family was very sad. You know, they were very saddened with the news, but they are also very thankful that this person has been arrested. So, yeah, shout out to the Peeps, man, because you guys did that. Thank you. This guy was involved in some other crime, and I guess that's where that other picture came from, you know, that they had. And they're like, hey, this person's done some things. This is the person. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, we already reached out to HPD. I was like, man, great deal, man. Yeah. And it had to be a Hood News Peep. So shout out to you guys. You guys are really out there doing the Lord's work for real.
Another case closed, thanks to Hood News Peeps. What made national news last week, Grizzy? I know you were out there covering the Jocelyn service out there. And then, of course, the special service that happened after the funeral, too, as well. You want to enlighten people on that?
Yeah. So for those that aren't aware, or you might be last to know or find out, we lost a 12-year-old a few weeks ago to a tragedy. Little girl snuck out the house. Her name was Jocelyn Nungarai. She was then found deceased the following day in a shallow creek. The divers pulled her out, and, you know, when we got wind of it, we heard that it was, you know, it was a person that had been found, that they were investigating the death, and not many other details. But along the way, it was discovered later on that it was actually a 12-year-old. This beautiful girl, you know, who snuck out the house for a slushie, was found deceased the following day. Her mother was searching for her. A stranger seen something out the corner of their eye, and they called HPD. HPD gets out there, and there's this investigation to find out who was last to see her, who did this to her. And here we are, you know, 2 arrests have been made, and 2 people are charged in connection to her death. And the whole city has come together from the very beginning. As soon as we found out that this was a child, the whole city came through. Like, people were tipping in to help find these people responsible. Outside in the courtroom, once these people were, you know, going to court, the courthouse was flooded with people supporting this family. The vigil, every step of the way, H-Town has been there.
Yeah, and that's what Houston's all about. What I really love about our city is that the community, how we're focused on taking care of one each other.
Yes.
We could be, we see crazy things every day, but we also see the pride of H-Town, the love of H-Town too as well. When we come together as a community, when another one of our family members or neighbors or somebody in our community is hurting, we come together to support them. If you look at not just in this situation, but also a month ago when when we had the storm come through, people rise to the occasion and they stepped up and they were helping people. This is what Houston's all about. Grizzy, I was watching live last week too as well, that, you know, when you were there at the service, the funeral service, that, you know, there were thousands, or it looked like a lot of people that were out in the heat.
Lots of people, out in the sun, in the heat. Like, they just felt compelled. A lot of people didn't know Jocelyn, but they were just so hurt, just the way I was, just the way you are as parents, you know, like, people just solidarity. I mean, just people just flooded this funeral home. to be there just to pray and let people know, hey, we love her. Like, we're there for the family. People were sending in gifts. We had a lady with a floral arrangement. Then we had somebody make like a little. I went to the funeral, and I got to sit inside, and it was a very touching farewell. And I got to see things that people had made, like handcrafted, nice things with her photos. Somebody made like a lamp. Just everybody was coming through, offering, and also GoFundMe.
Right.
It started, I think they wanted to raise like 35,000 or something like that. It's way over, like well into, maybe this mom can get a house now and move away so that she doesn't have to drive over this bridge where these atrocities were committed, to her daughter. I mean, so it's just wonderful to see the community and how touched people were to want to help and step up.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, the situation, and it's very sad.
It
Prayers for the family and the parents who've lost their beautiful daughter to this tragic event and this horrible acts of violence.
Yeah.
But in this, you see people like Mattress Mac and leaders in the community who rise to the occasion to help others too as well.
Our mayor was out there. Our police chief was out there. Like, people stepped up for the right reasons for the occasion to show support. I witnessed a lot of this, and it was always like, how can we help you? We're going to help find these people. Hey, we're here for you. Do you need food? Hey, we're going to send you some catering. Hey, are you, what else can we help you with? Let's get some resources. It was nothing but that type of talk, and I loved it. I was there as a witness. I got to see your girl's always on that ear hustle, and I saw Mattress Mac. He matched a lot of that money. Like, he made like a 20,000 donation.
Wow.
Then he covered the funeral expenses. Then he said he was gonna match the GoFundMe, I think by 20,000 or something like that day. Just a great pulling together of a huge city like the Houston is. Like, I mean, it's just, I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I mean, it was tragic. It's heartbreaking. Like, we're going through all these emotions. I told everybody the Hood News, really, like last week, my mind was out of there because we don't see things of this magnitude. We don't see stuff like this often, man. And it is so hurtful that this even happened. It's so touching to see that everybody, the outpouring of support from our community. It's just, I don't even have words, you guys.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is also a reminder to us too as well, is that we to look out for one another, to be there for one another in a community in the size of Houston, one of the largest cities in the world. But we also, again, one of the craziest cities in the world, but also this is where we have the most, I would say, the most love and most compassion for one another. When people come to Houston, the one thing they always say is that there's no other place like Houston. I know CJ Stroud did an interview with him just a few days ago, and CJ was comparing LA to Houston, and he was saying, I've never felt the hospitality and the love that I feel here in Houston than with anywhere else. And this is what we're about. Prayers to this family and Jocelyn and her extended family too as well. But in these tragic events, it highlights who we are as a city. It highlights our character here in Houston. And this makes me proud to be a Houstonian.
Yes. Following the funeral services, there was a celebration of life held at Gallery Furniture with our friend Mattress Mac. Shout out to him. He opened his entire store for everybody. They bought in catering. That stuff is not cheap. I used to do catering, so I know. I mean, it was very nice for everybody to be seated, to enjoy some food. I saw the little friends of hers that went with her to school when she was in Conroe, because Jocelyn was very well loved by all her classmates. And we had some travel from Conroe, some girls that were very special to Jocelyn, and she was special to them. And they were in attendance, and it was just really heartwarming to see so many people. Like, people were showing up and showing out, and more money was raised, and that's just the sweetest thing, man. We had all kinds of activists out there too, leadership. We had everybody there for the right reasons, to show support, to show love, and to keep this justice in mind too, because it's not over with, friends. No. This family has entered. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start crying. Valerie Serta, she's mother of Robert Serta. Her son and his girlfriend were murdered. Mom it's been some years. It's one of the first Hood News stories that we share. Valerie came through to support this mom. Her son's killer, one of them just got 2 life sentences, I think, without parole. I need to look at I don't know the facts, but she had just gotten out of the sentencing the day prior and came by. And like I told her, we looked at each other, we hugged, and I said, congratulations. You know, it's one step more, because there were more people involved with Rachel and Robert's death. That's her son and the girlfriend. Happened in Spring Branch a few years ago. Well, I told her, I said, you're part of a group like this mother that just lost her baby. You know exactly what she's going through, because we can only imagine, but one mother to another mother who has lost a child in a murder, it's a small group, and they understand each other. Yeah. And any which way you spin it, you can talk to Valerie or you can talk to this mother, and Valerie's here she is like years later, it's still just as painful as if it was yesterday.
Wow.
That pain doesn't go away. I don't like the word closure. Closure does not exist for a family who's been robbed of a loved one. It does not exist. Stop using that word. Please throw it away. Me, on behalf of the families of crime victims, closure is not a thing. Nothing is ever closed. It's always a broken heart, an open wound. It will not go away ever. So please try to do away with that word on behalf of all the families out there. Just continue to pray. Ask them, hey, how can I help you? Just know that they're hurting. Like, every other thought is some kind of painful reminder. They look, the holidays, you know, when that table, that seating is empty, nothing will ever be the same. So keep these families in your prayers.
And now it's time for justice to be served, Grizzy.
Yes, now embarks that journey. Now they will embark on this journey, and I really hate seeing that, because like I know what's gonna come. It's gonna be the resets. Then like
Stories.
Maybe somebody will snitch one out, and maybe he won't get the punishment that the other guy got. Like there's two co-defendants now, so we're gonna see that over the time, friends. Just fasten your seatbelts, and we're gonna ride with the family till the wheels fall off. I've already told them we are committed to being there for them. You know, shout out to the family for their strength, for even having the courage to be in front of cameras. But they will fight for their baby. They will fight for Jocelyn, and we're gonna fight with them. We will be there every step of the way.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and also thank you guys for trusting us with your news and inviting us into your living room, and also your phone too as well, and streaming us on Facebook Live. Grizzy, thank you for everything you've done for the community and all your coverage for the last couple years.
Thank you.
And we're excited about the endeavor for the next and bigger and better Grizzy's Hood News coming up. But it's not possible without you guys and our sponsors.
Hey man, let me tell y'all something real quick. For those at home, like with a vision or a dream, just do it. You won't get the support from the people you think you're supposed to get the support from, but strangers will always support in the biggest way. Like, it'll always be strangers before, and then everybody else starts to be convinced, and then they're all convinced. But let me just tell you, it starts with a simple idea. Run with it. If you have that desire in your heart, take that chance, because you never know what can come of it. Looking back 5 years, I had a broken iPhone. The lens was cracked. I was out there like chasing after ambulances, not even knowing what the heck I'm doing. I was having a lot of fun with it, and I kept it on, even though friends thought it was crazy and weird. But here we are today, like a TV show, just awesome sponsors, badass manager, just really great things, man. Nothing but blessings. Believe in yourself, trust in God, and always just remember, you are your product. So just remember those things, man. Somebody will believe in you if no one else does. You will find.
That's right. It takes one crazy person to change the world, Grizzy.
That's it, friends.
And I'm honored to be working alongside you and also help serve the Hood News community. Yeah. But until next week, if it's real news,
it's Hood News.